For xenon tetrafluoride, we have to start by finding the total electrons, valence electrons. And so we see that here for xenon, it's in the 18th group, so it has 8 valence electrons. For fluorine, it's in the 17th group, so it has 7 valence electrons, but we have to multiply that by 4. And in total, we get 28, and adding those two, we get a total of 36 valence electrons. Now, moving on to drawing the Lewis structure, we know that xenon is the middle central atom, and we have to draw these 4 fluorines off of them using single bonds. And then from here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 valence electrons, and we have to continuously add in the lone pairs to satisfy those 36 valence electrons. So right here we have a total of 32 valence electrons, but because the fluorines have already satisfied the octet rule, they cannot add more electrons to them, so we add those last 4 valence electrons to our central atom. Now, this would be the complete structure, Lewis structure, for xenon tetrafluoride. Now, moving on to electron pair geometry, we know that it's octahedral because it has 6 structural electron pairs. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the lone pairs 5 and 6. Ideal bond angles, we know it's 90 degrees because it is the ideal angle for all of the atoms to be equally distributed, including the lone pairs. For molecular geometry, we know it's square planar because we have the central atom in our 4 fluorines, and because it has those 2 lone pairs, which are not seen in this shape, it pulls the molecule so it looks like a square, and ultimately it's called square planar. For polarity, we know it's nonpolar because looking at the electronegativity of xenon over here and fluorine over here, fluorine is the most electronegative compared to xenon, and so we know that xenon distributes equally between all 4 fluorines. So that's why it's non-polar. In terms of IMFs, we know that it only has London dispersion forces because it's not non-polar, which would be dipole-dipole, and then it's not hydrogen bonding because there's no hydrogens and none of the 3 atoms that the hydrogen can bond to.